Hello and welcome back to another video. This is just going to be a short video, little review of 2023, something a little bit different than what we've done before, in saying that going forward with the channel, we're trying to improve things all the time. So looking forward, we're definitely going to try and do a few different videos, maybe call out to a few different farms, local farmers actually. We're not going to travel too far. I'm going to have a chat with them in the new year if we can get time. There's one beef farmer down the road and a dairyman as well. I'm going to have a chat with them and see can we do a video with them. Just something different. I know lads have seen like dairy or whatever, Tom Pemberton's on YouTube and he shows what he does very well. So, but look, it's really to show what we're doing in our area. We're quite high here. We're 1,000 feet above sea level, and farming is difficult enough, especially for a dairyman. But there's another beef man down the road. I don't know whether these lads are going to agree or not, but anyway, we're going to try and do a few things different and try and improve the channel. Just to say that we trying to improve the channel all the time. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and I hope Santa came to all the little ones. It definitely came to this house anyway, and there's always a great buzz around that. We didn't get much time off. I was working late enough till Christmas Eve. We had Christmas Day off, and then we're sort of back at it Stevens' Day, so we didn't get a whole lot of time off. But in saying that, I'll explain as we go on through the video, where we will be probably getting a bit of time off. So just want to announce the winners of the competition. We done a draw here on Christmas Eve because we got to 2,000 subscribers. Look, we're only very small, but we just said we'd reward the people that have been supporting us right from the start. So first out of the hat was Edward McGee. Second was Michael McGowan, and third was Big P Agri. Edward McGee will get a hat, a polo shirt and a body warmer. Michael McGowan and Big P Agri, I was going to say we'll get one hat, but to get a beanie and a peaky cap. So if those people are watching this video, I'll probably stick it in the next video as well, if they want to just give their details on the video, their address. Now we haven't got the stuff yet, it'll be in the new year. So, excuse me, it'll be in the new year, so there'll just be a little bit of a wait on it. We haven't got any of that, but that'll be going out to them, and congratulations to them. It's just a little thing we said we'd do to reward viewers and to say thank you very much for the support. So that's that. Like the review back in the 6th, I've said it a good few times, back in 16th of January last year, we started up the channel. I was talking to my young lad Senan, who's 10, and he's mad to be a YouTuber, and I'm trying to get him interested in farming. So we said we'd look into this and do it, and like, I'm well out of my comfort zone doing this type of thing, well outside it. So it was a big learning curve for me, and especially with the technology end of it, editing videos, and even with the camera and different things. Like, I'm not good, and I'll be the first to admit it, I'm not good with those sort of things. And that's why my thumbnails are always a picture of me, because it just takes a picture of something in the video. I don't know how to do it any differently, and even my intro has been lost, and I'm just trying to do a patch one until I can sort it out. So apologies for that, and as I say, we're learning all the time, and like I'm not good at those type of things. So I'm trying to improve, and I have learned an awful lot. So going back to my young lad, so hopefully in a while, like Senan does a little bit of videoing for me, and it's a good way of getting him out of the house. And I say, Senan, will you do some videoing for me? And he loves that. So hopefully down the road he will sort of take over the channel. That was the plan from the start. But look, I'll keep going until he's up and running. And so yeah, like we got 1,000 subscribers within the first month. I know people were very loyal. and local people supported it, which was greatly appreciated, and it took off really exceptionally well. But then it slowed down, and I always knew it would. So, but we had set ourselves a target of 1,000 subscribers by this Christmas. And once we hit 1,000 in the first month, we said, look, we'll try and hit 2 for Christmas. And he said, if we hit 2 for the Christmas, we'll do a bit of a giveaway. So then that's what we did. So congratulations to those 3 people. At the end of the video, I will name them again, and I'll probably stick it up at the end of the video like that as well, so people know, and they can just put their address, name, address, air code, and maybe even phone number as well. I can give them a ring and get sizes off them and things like that. So then we were into lambing. Last year was our worst scanning ever because of the weather in 2022, with droughts and no grass and things like that. So I think we scanned 1.3 something, was the worst we ever have scanned. But in fairness, when the lambing came around, it wasn't too bad. It went okay, like maybe a little bit better than other years where we hadn't that much of abortion, where we had a little bit of it before with this Toxo and Enzo. But I priced the vaccinations for that, and I know people would say maybe it's worth it, but just at the time, it was just too much for me to do with everything else. I just couldn't do it, so I didn't do it. But last year with the lambing, it didn't go too bad. Maybe had a small little amount of it, but certainly it was nothing bad. But then we rolled on, and we were doing a TB test in the spring, and as everyone knows, we went down and we lost 33 cattle. That's huge for us. We haven't been down in about 15 years, and it was devastating. But it didn't really. And like, I've been building a pedigree herd probably since 2016. I spent a considerable amount of money trying to build this herd and buying bulls and buying heifers, trying to buy the top ones. And maybe at the start we didn't buy the top ones. We were just buying quantity over quality, trying to get going. But it was devastating. But as I say, I didn't realise at the time, nearly lost all my pedigree cows and all my young stock. I think I had 10 weanling heifers between commercial and pedigree that I was going to be keeping, and they were all gone as well. I was wiped out. Now I know I had some empty cows as well, due to last winter. With the cost of meal, I was always feeding my cows a little bit of meal during the winter. With the cost of meal and everything, I cut back, and my cows lost condition a good bit, and they didn't go back in calf. So I had a good few empty cows as well, which I got rid of then as well. Some of them I kept as a second chance, but got rid of them. So like I would have been calving 40 cows this autumn, where I only calved 17. Well, 13, and then a 4 spring calving one, so 17 in total. So like it's an awful hit. And I know Tom Pemberton had videos coming out there before Christmas where he went down with TB during the summer. I won't say it's stressful. I won't say he made a big deal of it. Maybe there's nothing you can do about it. He seems to be running his farm fairly well, and yes, it is the deer. And like, I don't know whether in England or not, but the department here are a little bit reluctant to recognise that deer is the problem. I know it's badgers as well, but something has to be done about the deer. I'm not just saying that because we went down, but like, there's loads of people going down all over the country, and it's devastating. And I didn't realise it until we started calving in the autumn, and sure, we'd no fucking calves, So that'll be a knock-on effect for a good few years. And I've one pedigree cow left, and I've three pedigree heifers. But I if these heifers, I've AI'd them now this autumn. If they don't produce anything good, I'm just going to let them go to a commercial bull. I'm not going to bother going with my pedigree herd anymore. I don't think it just has devastated me now. It really has. So it was devastation. Sorry, I just have a few notes here just to oh yeah. And then like once I went down with the TB, this is going back to saying we have some time off. Once I went down with the TB, and I was after working so hard for so many years, I just said, feck it, I went straight to the travel agents and I booked a feckin' holiday away. So we're actually going away on the 9th of January for 2 weeks. I booked, like that's what I say, I booked it last May and paid for it when we went down with the TB, because I just said, what's the point in me slaving? We haven't been away even for a weekend or anything in probably 5 years. So just said, feck it, we're going. So yeah, so I'm trying to build up videos now. We're going on the 9th of January for 2 weeks to Tenerife, the whole family. So anyway, back to this. Then we hit silage, and the silage season was so difficult with the weather. The weather was just unbelievable. Yeah, it was. You had a good couple of weeks in June, but after that, then the weather broke, and we were waiting to see could we get a window again, and it just didn't happen. And it was very difficult to try and get silage done, and I'm sort of working on my own most of the time, trying to do everything myself, and it was just extremely hard. Then, like, loads of lads lost the harvest, didn't get fields cut because of the weather, and then the straw was poor and there wasn't enough straw. So and we actually lost 150 bales where we have ground taken as well. We were trying to get haylage on it, and it was supposed to rain on Thursday, and I had it penciled in and mowed, turned it a couple of times, and we were baling on the Tuesday, but the rain came in on the Tuesday, but the baler actually got broke down as well. But like, we lost 150 bales, and with me mowing it as well and taking the ground, it probably cost me 10 grand really. So then we were on to calving in 23 and went very well.